Welcome to Top Global. Remember to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoy our content. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey into the world of worms. An intriguing question has likely crossed your mind at some point. How do these tiny creatures end up inside a box or even a sealed fruit? It's a question that not only brings curiosity, but also a bit of unease. In this video, we will unravel this mystery. We'll dive into the life cycle of worms, understand how they infiltrate boxes, and even sealed fruit. This knowledge is not only important for understanding the biology of these creatures, but also for maintaining hygiene and safety in our everyday lives. It's a journey that promises to be as enlightening as it is intriguing. So let's dive right in, and together we'll explore the hidden life of these tiny yet remarkable creatures. Stay tuned to uncover the mystery of how worms appear inside a box or sealed fruit. To understand how worms end up in places we least expect, we first need to understand their life cycle. A worm's life cycle begins with an egg. Adult worms lay their eggs in moist, nutrient-rich environments. These eggs are tiny and can easily be overlooked. The eggs hatch into larvae, which are even smaller than the eggs. At this stage, the larvae are almost invisible to the naked eye. The tiny worm larvae begin to feed on the microscopic bacteria and fungi in their environment, growing and molting as they consume more and more. This is a crucial part of their development, allowing them to grow from microscopic larvae into larger juvenile worms. As the worms continue to grow and molt, they eventually reach the adult stage. Adult worms are what we typically think of when we hear the word worm. They're long, wriggly, and much larger than their larval or juvenile forms. However, they're still small enough to go unnoticed in a patch of soil, a piece of fruit, or a box of food. Adult worms are incredibly resilient creatures. They can survive in a variety of environments, from the soil in your garden to the inside of a fruit or vegetable. This adaptability, combined with their small size and the fact that they lay their eggs in a variety of environments, makes it easy for worms to end up in places we wouldn't expect. The adult worms continue to live and feed in their environment, eventually laying eggs of their own to start the cycle all over again. This cycle of growth and reproduction is what allows worms to thrive in so many different environments. So from egg to adult, the life cycle of a worm is a fascinating journey of growth and adaptation. This journey is what allows worms to end up in the most unexpected of places. With this understanding of the worm's life cycle, we can now delve into the mystery of their unexpected appearances. Now let's unravel how worms find their way into seemingly closed boxes. You might think your storage boxes are completely sealed, but in reality, they often have minuscule gaps that are large enough for tiny worms to slip through. These gaps might be invisible to our eyes, but for a worm, it's like an open door. Worms are particularly adept at navigating through these tiny crevices, thanks to their soft, flexible bodies and their method of movement, which involves contracting and expanding their muscles to push forward. But getting inside the box is only half the battle. What allows these little creatures to survive in a closed box? Well, it's their ability to thrive in low-oxygen environments. Unlike humans, worms don't have lungs. Instead, they breathe through their skin, absorbing oxygen directly from their surroundings. This means they can tolerate environments with low oxygen levels, such as the inside of a box, for a considerable length of time. Now, what could possibly entice a worm to venture into a box in the first place? The answer lies in what's inside the box. Certain materials or foods can attract worms. For instance, if you're storing grains, fruits, or vegetables in a box, the smell can attract worms. They can detect the scent of food from quite a distance and will follow it to the source, which could be your box. Similarly, boxes made of cardboard or other organic materials can be attractive to worms as they provide a source of food and a suitable habitat. In essence, it's the combination of the worm's physical abilities, their adaptability to various environments, and their keen sense of smell that allows them to find their way into our boxes. They're simply following their instincts to survive and reproduce, making use of whatever resources are available. So it's not magic, but the worm's survival instincts that lead them into our boxes. If you think finding a worm in a box is surprising, wait until you hear about how they get inside sealed fruit. Now, it might seem impossible, but worms, or more specifically, the larvae of fruit flies and other insects, can indeed find their way into sealed fruit. This process begins when the fruit is still growing on the tree. The mother worm, which is actually an adult insect, has a keen sense for identifying ripening fruit. She lands on the fruit, and using her sharp ovipositor, she drills a tiny hole into the fruit's skin. This is where she lays her eggs. Yes, you heard it right, the eggs are laid directly into the fruit. The hole she creates is so small that it's almost invisible to the naked eye, and it quickly heals, leaving the fruit seemingly undamaged and perfectly sealed. The eggs then hatch inside the fruit, and this is where the real magic happens. The hatched larvae, which we often mistake for worms, start to eat the fruit from the inside out. They're in a safe, food-filled environment, protected from predators and harsh weather conditions. It's the perfect place for them to grow and eventually pupate. As they munch away, they create tunnels within the fruit, which are the wormholes we often see. While this might not be the most appetizing thought, it's truly a marvel of nature's life cycle. Once the fruit falls from the tree or is picked, the larvae continue their journey. They eventually leave the fruit to pupate in the soil, completing their transformation into adult insects. They then start the cycle all over again, seeking out new fruit in which to lay their eggs. So the next time you find a worm in your apple, remember, it's been there since before the fruit was even picked. This is nature's way, intricate and interconnected, even if it does lead to the occasional surprise in your afternoon snack. So, we've learned quite a bit about our worm friends today. The world beneath our feet is teeming with life, and worms play a significant role in it. We delved deep into their life cycle, understanding how these humble creatures hatch from eggs, grow into juveniles, and finally mature into adults. This cycle goes on, perpetuating the existence of these little soil engineers. Next, we explored the fascinating journey of worms into boxes. It's not magic or teleportation, but pure nature at work. The eggs laid by female worms in the soil can be microscopic, easily sticking to the surface of anything that comes into contact with the soil. These eggs, invisible to the naked eye, can hitch a ride on a box and, when conditions are right, hatch into worms. We also uncovered the mystery behind finding worms in sealed fruit. As mind-boggling as it may seem, it's a simple case of the fruit being infected at its flowering stage. Tiny worm larvae can make their way into the fruit through the blossom end, growing inside while the fruit develops around them. When we open the fruit, it appears as if the worm has magically appeared, but it's been there all along, snug and secure. This journey of discovery reminds us of the intricate and interconnected nature of life. Even in places we least expect, life finds a way. Worms, often overlooked and underappreciated, play an integral part in the natural cycle. Their presence in boxes or sealed fruit isn't a sign of uncleanliness or decay, but a testament to the resilience of life and the fascinating ways it adapts and thrives. Thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery. Remember to subscribe to Top Global for more fascinating content. Until next time, stay curious. Before we end, let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We've journeyed through the fascinating life cycle of worms, understanding how these tiny creatures can make their way into environments you wouldn't expect, like boxes or even sealed fruit. It's a captivating process that combines the wonders of biology with the mundane yet surprising aspects of our everyday life. We encourage you to share this video with friends and family, who might also be intrigued by these miniature marvels of nature. Who knows, you might just be the one to spark a newfound passion for science in someone you know. We also invite you to leave your thoughts and comments on this video. We're always eager to hear what you think and to engage in enlightening discussions about the mysteries of the natural world. Thank you for watching Top Global. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing videos. See you next time.